And it is time for a generation who have waited for this particular moment.
In fact, let's
ask me.
I'll go for an introduction, which if you're a pro wrestling fan, you'd be very familiar with. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Oh.
It's time to rumble, ladies and gentlemen.
It is rumble in the jungle, concrete jungle.
Jungle of
this generation. I am telling you, I have waited for this day since 2011.
Since 2011, 12 years ago. Old man alert. I've been waiting for this for 20 years. 2003, Johannesburg. India versus Australia, that remains India's only loss in the final. 20 years later, same. Nothing's changed. That time it was March 23.
Oh yeah.
This is year 2023.
So I remember, you're talking about March 23. So I remember there was so much excitement for that final because I think, India had that loss where they were all out for 125.
Centurion.
Yeah, and Centurion. 125 all out. They were battered, to put it politely. 9 wickets, if I'm not wrong, this thing was. And people were like, no, this is it. This team don't really have it. There was a lot of problems in India. Then thereafter, they kind of rebounded. 8 on the trot, if I'm not mistaken.
8 on the trot. Yep.
8 on the trot, made it to the final. And I remember I was so excited. I was in school at that time, class 3, or rather because it was March, it was like the end of semester.
Yeah.
So class 3 was done. And in our school, we had this thing where you'd have a camp just at the end of the year. So I had gone for that camp and I came back a day before the final. I had lost my voice. Because the camp was so much fun.
Yep.
You spent so much time screaming and shouting. I'm in class 3. I lost my voice, but I was so excited for that final. And then it happened. Well,
for me, my mama was making so many arrangements for a VCR to record. Remember, at that time we had to use a VCR, get a tape and then record.
Yes, this is for the pre-Tata Sky streaming generation.
This was any broadcast.
Exactly. We didn't have... If you had to record cable TV, this was the strange jugaad that you had to do.
Yeah, you needed those big tapes.
Yes.
And it needed to be connected to the box.
Yeah.
So it was very,
very cumbersome, but he did it. But he only had heartbreak and abuses after that.
Did he break that VCR tape?
No, my elder mama decided to break pencils galore. Whenever a wicket fell, whenever he had to channel his abuse, he would break a pencil. When we heard a tuck, then we a wicket's fallen. So that is how passionate my family were at that time. When I was, at that time I was just starting my college. I was 19 years old at that time in 2003. But the main excitement, incidentally, was not for Australia-India. It was for India-Pakistan.
Oh yeah, I remember
March 1, 2003.
Where was that again? It was also Centurion.
In Centurion.
Yeah.
So that's why. That was the main excitement. Because we all knew you have to ensure that Australia is there and the rest are here.
Yeah.
Now the tables have turned. Incidentally, you talk about this, look at this stat. 10 matches India won on the trot, Australia won 8 on the trot.
Yeah,
the tables have turned. And can you believe it? You've seen 47 matches of this World Cup so far. Get ready to be blown away by this statistic. Not one match has lasted 100 overs.
Oh shit.
Not a single match has lasted 100 overs.
Even the last ball thrillers are pretty much finished in 49.345, if I'm not mistaken.
Not a single match has been.
In fact, I was just a year old when that 2003, so I don't have memories of that World Cup, but definitely 2011, I was about 9-10 years old. So that was something very new to me to experience something like that. And when I got old, of course, this generation has seen much more ICC tournaments than your generation, because now you have the T20 World Cup.
And now you have every year.
Yeah, it's every year you have. So I have seen many more heartbreaks in terms of that, and that is why this makes it very special, because this is the first time after 2017 I'm seeing the team in the final. So I want just to experience that 2011 euphoric feeling you had after that, when I wasn't able to understand that, but now I'm pretty much in all my senses and I know what it actually will feel like. So this would be the first time this generation would see, and then the cricket, this is a platform from where the cricket can actually build up for this generation, in fact, because this generation you've seen, this craze for the game has little bit gone a little,
I'd say it's diverted. It's more nowadays with younger generation, you'll see more IPL fans. And not just that, I dare say you'll see a lot of people who are also into not just sport, into sports as a whole. Not just cricket as a sport. Because nowadays, of course, you have so many options. So my generation, generation, if you had to be, and I'm also someone who watches a lot of sport, wasn't the easiest thing in the world because you didn't have that much accessibility. If you were, like, say for instance, I watched, say, Formula One, tennis, football. Football back then, you were limited to maybe the Premier League, and that's it. That's it. Nowadays, you have all 5 leagues. You have Saudi League, you have Qatar League, whatever. You have it everywhere on your fingertips. You have everything there. It's available. The options are there. So I think a lot of generations have gravitated towards that. Add to the fact that there's just so much cricket nowadays. So you got to pick and choose what you watch. Back then, for us, it was like international cricket was the deal. That was the thing. So we always looked forward to India matches for that very reason, and because I think that time bilaterals also had some relevance. You weren't playing 10 bilateral series in a year. You play maybe 4, 5, 6, 3 home, 3 away, and you'd look forward to those, because if Australia were coming, it was like, oh, Australia are coming. Now Australia have come to India thrice already this year, and are going to play another tour after the World Cup.
You know, if they stay, remember, they're going to stay until December. They were here since February.
February, March,
April, May.
Most of them were here for the IPL.
Yes. Then they had 3 months in England. June, July.
Then again
August,
in India.
Then again India. So they have actually, David Warner, for example, I did one video long back.
His travel miles, I remember.
8 months he's not been to Sydney. 8 months. But he did go home for a brief bit. But he's not been home for 8 months.
Exactly.
Imagine, that is the way how we are looking at it. Oh, and finally we see Navjot Singh Sidhu back after ages, commentating on, giving an analysis
on cricket.
You can check that video out on
Sports Today.
Yep, which will be up shortly.
So I remember, Sidhu used to be one of my favorite commentators as a kid, particularly for English commentary, because I think for him English is not a native language. He speaks it well enough, but he'd sometimes come up with these very weird analogies, which was very funny. It kind of made the game, and especially remember, you're talking about 50-over games or Test cricket. You're watching it through the day. So it made, very entertaining that way. So Sidhu is a bit of a sentimental favorite of mine in that way.
He made our generation awesome from 2002 onwards till about 2011 when he was commentating.
In fact, even I remember he was very entertaining during the early days of the IPL.
Yes.
On the Sony Max days. He was a very integral part of that.
Toko Tali. That was the ways, Toko Tali. And that's why, see, that time 2011 also, the IPL craze had not become a craze. It was just 3 years.
At that point, it was still very much, there was a novelty factor.
See, 2008, it was a big final. Then 2009, okay, it was a thrilling final.
Actually, 9 people were very worried, because you remember 9 was general election year. It was held in South Africa. So people were like, wow, it's only the second iteration and already it's not important enough that it's going to be,
in South Africa. But the fans turned up in big numbers.
They did.
That's why 2010 also you saw MS Dhoni win the IPL, and then in 11 he did the same thing. So remember, at this point in time, okay, if you want to add a bit more sentimental drama, 11, if you look at it, 10 and 11, Dhoni won the IPL this year. Last year, if you look at 2023, Dhoni won the IPL. India on the cusp of winning a World Cup again. So, whenever Dhoni wins an IPL...
Very interesting.
But that didn't work in 2021 though.
Exactly.
That didn't work.
2021 was probably the first year.
But maybe, since it's ODI, that's a T20. ODIs India are a different beast altogether. So, this is where I look at, 20 years have passed by, era has changed, generations have changed.
If you look at the 2011 team, that team just looks so different. Obviously, there's only 2 players who've survived that team.
Yes.
And both, by the way, now are seasoned pros. Virat Kohli and Ravi Ashwin. That's it. Otherwise, there is no one else. And obviously, 2011 to 23, that's 12 years. You didn't have those many youngsters also in the team at that point. In fact, some of the youngsters who were then youngsters are now pretty much retired. Piyush Chawla.
Yes. Piyush Chawla is on commentary.
Ashish
Gautam Gambhir is on commentary.
Nehra wasn't a youngster then. 2011, he was very experienced. Zach.
Then Munaf Patel, Virendra Sehwag, Srishant,
he's another World Cup winner.
Vajji, UV. Robbie was there 4 years prior to that. 2007.
Raina, another one who's now doing commentary.
Yes, and with us on Sports Today and India Today. So
just a few rooms away.
Just a few rooms away. So that's why this is a generation, plus technology has come, it's been amplified, magnified.
In fact, I remember, so funny story, I remember, and this is a bit of a personal story. So I remember in 2011, because the World Cup was being held in India, and I think it was around 2010, 11, 12, when you saw the proliferation of something which nowadays we take very much for granted, by the way, HD television.
Yeah.
I remember, because I was in school, I would have been in class 2011, I would have been in class I was starting my 12th.
Yeah.
So just before the World Cup, I remember me and my parents, we went and got a HD TV, which was a big deal at that
Big deal,
point.
yeah, yeah.
HD TV, the new box. So we watched that entire World Cup in full HD. It was such a thing.
Yes.
Now we take it for granted. Now it's like, if our stream is not 1080, is it even a stream? Back then, full HD on TV, and because, by the way, this was when HD had just started, you didn't have ad breaks. Because most not in HD
they showed the camera, the wicket camera, and different angles and everything.
Correct.
Yeah,
So I used to really enjoy it because I'm like, look, in 10 years' time, the technology will catch up. So ads are going to be shot in high definition. You won't have this feeling then, which is correct. But back then, you didn't have ad breaks, and you're watching a World Cup in HD, home World Cup,
And you could also record it and also rewind it.
all of that. Oh
You
god,
could do that.
You had the DRS at home only.
Exactly. So
rock and roll.
Talking about this, what this final actually means, I'm pretty sure lots of the younger generation who are the age I was in 2011 would in fact start playing the game after if India end up winning this game. Not even, I don't think even if they don't even win this final, I don't want to jinx it, of course, but even if they don't win it, it has already got the whole country together. You can already feel the vibes since before the semi-final in fact. So I think a lot of, you will get a new generation of cricket watchers, players, and a lot of things will change. This is what an ODI World Cup actually means to the whole country.
I mean, there's that old saying, right? Nothing breeds success like success.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you've seen, in fact, recently in the Asian Games, which happened just earlier this year, the amount of intense focus that was there on track and field. It's not a coincidence that comes 2 years after Neeraj won the Olympic gold.
Yep.
I mean, because of Neeraj, you had a Kishore Kumar Jena.
Exactly.
Who was inspired by Neeraj, who is actually working in other disciplines, inspired by Neeraj, took up the javelin. As I said, nothing breeds success.
That is also because when you see so many celebrities, politicians, everyone talking about the game, who every child would want to end up in that field when you know that the whole country would talk about you, all eyes will be on you. So that is something that will genuinely change after it. It would be a historic day if you win it.
It is no coincidence. Okay, look, your best year, if you look at cricket, was 1983. Okay, you won the World Cup. Prior to that, your victories in 71 when you defeated West Indies and England away. That was your first series win, by the way, there. Maybe because your media was not that spread out and because politicians just gave lip service to it, it kind of ingrained into the imagination but didn't spread. Now in 83, it became a massive thing. And consider this one important statistic also. For at least half an hour, 45 minutes, whole of India never saw the match. Because the BBC link was gone. And there we have the guy who's been running a marathon.
Since 10 a.m.
Since morning he's been running a marathon. Not in the Delhi smog, but up in the office here. How many miles you must have racked up by now?
It's just that day where I would have, done my 8,000, 10,000 steps that I've set on my smartwatch, and I'm not wearing it today. I'm not wearing it on the day where I would have, clicked that mark, let's say in the first couple of hours here in office.
Yep.
It's been chaotic here.
Yes.
But I hope it's not chaotic there in Ahmedabad.
I mean, there's a sea of blue that are waiting to get in, and it's 132,000 who are going to be jam-packed, and it will be filled to the rafters, if I may add. So, yes, if you look at it.
In fact, there were on India Today, there were these visuals playing out. Rahul hasn't been able to get inside the stadium for obvious reasons. He is just one of those thousands and thousands out there who's still waiting for the gates to open up, and so that they can in fact the gates I think have opened up, but obviously the volume of the crowd is such that it's a proper congested sort of a setup over there, and there's no way that people can get in there. So very chaotic to say the least, right outside the gates over there at the Narendra Modi Stadium. But you expect people to make their way into the stadium after a point. All of this is going to ease, and you're still a fair distance away from the toss to take place.
You have about
45 minutes.
43 minutes to go for the toss at this point in time, and that's why. See, this World Cup, looking at the way how India have performed and looking at the way how they have really set the stage on fire. ODI format now will get a new lease of life. That's for sure now. You're not going to see, it's dying, it is not going to happen, it is not going to ensure that, please scrap ODIs, it's not going to happen now.
I don't know. I think I disagree with you there.
Even I do.
If you win this, see, your Champions Trophy success that India had ensured the format got a new lease of life for 12 years.
But 12 years was also, no, it wasn't 12 years, it was 4 years.
No. You're playing it in 2025 also.
Yeah, but you were scrapped in between, so that's very...
17 wasn't scrapped.
17 it was. After 17 it was scrapped.
But then you couldn't, because see, they couldn't host the Champions Trophy because COVID ensured your World T20s had to be rescheduled.
That's fair, but correct me if I'm wrong, after 17 was widely believed to be the last edition of the format.
Yeah.
Now it's 2025.
Yeah, but I think that's purely subjective if you ask me. Sure, I think personally, if you ask me, and this is just my 2 cents, the Champions Trophy is a very relevant trophy now. Yes, I know that it's an ICC trophy, so people will give it its due importance, but you can't have an 8-team Champions Trophy and a 10-team World Cup.
That's the normal.
You need a 14-team World Cup or a 12-team World Cup for an 8-team tournament, which was, by the way, in its heyday referred to as the Mini World Cup. To actually make sense.
Yeah.
If it was called the Mini World Cup, you're pretty much playing a Mini World Cup.
I think the multinational tournaments might have a new life, but bilateral series, I think it's not gonna.
I think ODIs as a whole is still a format that's in danger. Not because I agree, India will still play them.
Yeah.
But how many countries would? How many countries are? If you're looking at the the Future Tours program, the FTP, I kept saying FTC, FPC, whatever, the Future Tours program. The number of ODIs did go up in the 3 to 7 cycle, but only by 4 or 5.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign. And even that, by the way, would include the fact that 23 has an ODI World Cup, 25 has the Champions Trophy, and 27 has an ODI World Cup.
Yep.
I think you're going to see a decline in the number of ODIs and how much relevance it gets, because for one very simple reason, the T20 World Cup is now a biennial tournament. So every 2 years, you are in fact going to be, let's say, focusing on T20s, whether or not you like it. I mean, look at it now. You're done with the ODI World Cup and you don't really have any time to kind of milk that. Normally what would happen is if you were the champions of the world, people would be wanting to tour you for ODIs. Now, you'll be pretty much just switching focus to T20I straight away.
Because you have another T20 World Cup
after this.
Exactly.
23rd is your 5-match ODI series and T20I series you're going to have. The only ODIs that you're playing now are in December against South Africa.
And even that's a 3-match series.
That's a 3-match series.
That's it.
And in
that
between
you're
that,
playing when you're touring them.
And in between that, on 19th, you're having the IPL auction. Good luck.
So actually, if you're looking at it, that series will be the most irrelevant of the series.
Yeah.
Because you have the T20 series, that's 3-match. Then you've got ODIs and 2 tests. So actually, the tests will matter because World Test Championship. The T20Is will matter because South Africa, we know, are a strong white ball side.
Yep.
Going away and getting good results will be very, very key. ODIs, I think it's just being done because India South Africa do have really good relations. So playing out a full tour makes sense. Super Sport, the South African broadcasters would doubtless push for a full series because they know an India series will drive eyeballs. Beyond that, I mean, look at how much ODI cricket India are playing. They're not playing anything. They have a home series against Afghanistan,
That's
which is T20Is. Then you've got the 5 tests against England. And then you have IPL.
Then World
T20 World Cup.
You're not going to play essentially any kind of ODIs until September or October.
Maybe August types, West Indies.
West Indies, but that is a test series.
It's only a test series.
It's only a test series.
You're going to only Western.
You're going for a T20 World Cup and also for a test series.
Yeah, you'll go after the test series, you'll go straight into the T20 World
Jesus,
Cup.
okay, fair, makes sense.
So that's why. Maybe but again, ODIs with the West Indies will want to win because crowd attendance also is a problem there.
Yeah, crowd attendance over there is more often than not for tests and ODIs, the two things.
Just T20Is.
Only for,
T20s are jam-packed.
but that's it.
That's it. So
I think in majority of the, I think even in India, ODI cricket isn't being watched that much in stadiums. If we talk about T20s, is still very full. As compared to West Indies, of course, more than that.
See, when Australia came here, both in March and October, stadiums barring Mohali, everywhere it was full. You look at New Zealand, you look at Sri Lanka. When Shubman Gill scored that double 100, Hyderabad was packed.
Didn't he score the double 100 in Indore?
No, Hyderabad.
No, in Indore.
No, Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill scored 100. Maybe.
There was a double 100.
Because then he hit that 6.
Indore was packed. Sri Lanka, you look at it, most of the stadiums, Kolkata was packed when they chased on 200.
Kolkata, you could be playing Zimbabwe, Sri Lanka also will still be packed.
So that's why. I think, look, because of penetration of Indian cricket in all the hinterlands. That's made a big difference. I mean, for far too long in that period, it was restricted to only, Delhi, Bombay, Chennai, Kolkata. Now you're playing everywhere in India.
I think that's what helps. That is what helps.
that
But
helps.
because again, see, Indore is not a center that gets a lot of big matches. In fact, the only reason it got that BGT game was because the Dharamshala outfield was ruined.
Yes.
You could play a match over there.
Yep, so that's why. Nagpur also, you don't get any World Cup games, but you're going to get some games here. Vizag's getting some
I mean,
games.
Nagpur, to be fair, did get that first test also, no? BGT?
Yeah, it
So
got
it
the
does get
BGT,
games.
but World Cup it was not. Nagpur didn't get any
Nagpur
World
didn't
Cup
get
game. So that's why from 2011 it got a World Cup game. India-South Africa match happened in Jamta, VCA. So that's why, look, India versus Australia, that's what this journey, 20 years. And it's going to be a very special 15-year journey for Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma against Australia. I did a video where their journey as greats probably began in that board President's 11 versus Australia game in 2008. That time you had Ricky Ponting, Michael Hussey, Matthew Hayden, Brett Lee, Stuart Clark, and you probably had Jason Krejza in that sense. Off spinner.
Coffee.
Who was in the board President's 11? Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma.
Wasn't that the same game where Rohit forgot his kit?
That was in Brisbane a couple of years before. In that board President's 11 game, Virat and Rohit batted together and they scored 105. Exact. Same number of runs. And look at the common factor even between Rohit and Virat. Both have got excellent records against Australia. Virat in particular has made his name by scoring big in Australia. Rohit made his name by scoring in Australia. Here, he's on the cusp of joining MS Dhoni. Remember, if they win this, if India win this, MS Dhoni will have only Rohit Sharma as company. Only
As
other
players,
guy.
not as captains.
Captain, no one is breaking that. Only guys to win all 3 ICC white ball trophies. No one else has. Virat hasn't won the World T20 yet. He may win it in 24. Who knows?
He might not even play.
He might not even play. Sehwag, Gambhir,
No, he's
Tendulkar.
playing.
And they are different debate. Let's not talk about it today.
Unfortunately, if you look at it, Tendulkar had a joint 2002 Victory Champions Trophy along with the rest.
But he never won a World T20.
He never won a World T20. So that's why Rohit will have won the World T20, World Cup. That's the only thing missing, by the way, and the Champions.
Even the WTC is.
I'm just saying ICC white ball tournaments.
Okay.
He would have completed the set. He would have completed. Australia are the only team, and all the players who are playing in this match, Australia, they are the only guys to have won an ICC event in all 3 formats.
Not all the guys.
I mean, most of them.
Yeah, most of
Cummins, Hazelwood, Stark,
Smith.
Warner, Smith,
Yeah.
and
Maxwell Marsh.
7 of them.
7
Fair
out of the
majority of
15.
them are friends. And if you have to look at it, 7 out of them, they won it in the World Test Championship. They won the
Yeah.
World.
Wasn't Zampa in that 2021 team as well?
Yeah, he was.
But where has he won an ODI World Cup?
He might.
No, I think he was in the was he in the 2015? No, he wasn't.
No,
right?
he wasn't there.
He wasn't in the 2015.
And he wasn't in the WTC, no?
He wasn't there in the.
No, I wasn't in WTC either. But they do have a lot of players across formats who.
That's what, these 7.
In fact, Pat Cummins did talk about this yesterday.
15 experience.
Yes, he said that these players have a fair bit of experience and they know what it is to be playing in the final, and they're world champions, few of them.
Yep.
And it's going to help.
Warner Smith, all these guys.
Warner,
you just mentioned.
Smith, Cummins, Maxwell,
Stark.
Hazelwood, yeah, 7 of them. So that's why, but again, see, 8 years ago, different mentality, different conditions. India now are the masters in their own conditions. They have got winning momentum unlike any in their history. Remember, 10 consecutive games in ODIs. It's never happened for India. Now they are on the cusp of doing a 11, the perfect 11. And that's why do a 11 on 11, repeat 2011. That might happen. Do a 11 on 11, repeat 2011.
For the 11.
Yeah, and then 12 years of pain. That's the thing. So, India are riding high on confidence, and I have again said, we have all said on many videos that I don't see this Indian cricket team being beaten simply because of the depth that they have in the batting, simply because of the depth that they have in the bowling, simply because they are an all-round package. An absolute all-round package when it comes to all the factors. Fielding, hardly anybody's dropped catches, barring 1 or 2 stray incidents. And then if you look at it, all the while India have been complete across all editions. So that's why.
But this clearly shows the Australian team does have that big match experience also. Not this, generally.
I mean, if you look at it, I mean, Australia.
He is mistaking this team, huh? Yesterday,
One journalist did that, and Rohit was quick to shut him down.
exactly. One journalist did point out yesterday, like this team doesn't look that dominant. They're like, sorry, you're mistaken.
No, that's what I'm saying.
are-
They have that big match temperament.
They are mentality
Right now,
monsters.
You just pointed to them and said,
No,
no,
no.
not this side.
I'm talking about not these stats. I'm not saying in consideration
he's
of
talking
these
about
things.
something else. These
yeah,
stats don't have anything to do with
yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying.
Because these stats have all the players who start in the 11.
Yeah, I was talking about this is not the knockout stats. Nice, just specifically. That's why.
See, knockout stats, look, Virat Kohli finally got 100. The law of averages worked in his favor there. So, you're not making it to the Indian team, by the way.
I was not like, I was okay,
Okay,
with that, but not
the
my
fielding
phone
coach
dropping.
let you down.
Not my phone dropping.
Yeah. The fielding
Whatever he had
coach,
said.
the fielding coach was
Yeah.
wrong, right?
He is not going to give the fielding medal award anyway.
Anyways, yeah, so that's why. But
He
Virat,
drops the ball one too many times for him to do that.
exactly.
But no one got the fielding medal after the semi-final.
Eh? Where any
After the
matches have
semi-final.
happened?
After the semi, he means on the day of
On the day of the semi-final.
On the day, I think didn't Shreyas get it?
No,
I think KL? No.
KL might have got it. Yeah.
Jadeja, I think. Jadeja took 3 catches. It was Jadeja, if I'm not
Ah,
wrong. It's
Sky gave it to Jadeja,
Sky,
yeah.
Sky gave it to him.
Where was that groundsman tribute?
That was
that's
Sky.
when
That was
the
the
Netherlands.
That was the
Yeah.
match before, and that groundsman tribute, that time the winner was Surya.
Yeah, it was.
Last time, yeah. So, in fact, I remember when he put the medal around his neck, he said something to him, and that really amused Jadeja at that point.
But let us focus on the king. 10 matches, 711 runs, by the way.
Look at that average.
101, and look at the strike rate, 90.68. I mean, he is a beast when you have to look at it in modern day cricket. I mean, whatever it is in all formats, it's Virat Kohli, and then there is the rest.
Absolutely.
Daylight, there is a second place though. That's daylight.
Yeah. Virat Kohli,
Daylight and the rest.
Then the others.
That's the dominance. And look, Virat Kohli 711 runs and the number of runs that he'll get today here also. He might be your contender for the player of the tournament.
He would
Along
be.
with Mohammad Shami,
And Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma. But the problem is captaincy can't be quantified.
Yeah,
That's the only
that's
problem.
Yeah.
That's the only one. That's where I expect the jury to at least, I know there is no quantum, let's say, for it, but at least ahead, if that is, you ask people to weigh difficulty levels, let's say on 1 to 10, a scale of 1 to 10, bear that in mind for Rohit Sharma, the captain also, because, and the role he's performing here as well.
Yep.
He does have 1 century, right, to show.
Yes.
He's got 550 runs, average of 55, if I'm not, and a strike rate of 124.15.
Yep.
So
But
those
there's a
are
bit-
tremendous numbers. Yeah, you add captaincy to it, it actually could surpass the 700 run mark that Virat Kohli has, or in fact be even much beyond and much ahead as well. There's so much more that Virat Kohli has done, but Rohit, of course, when you take captaincy into account, he's the one managing Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you actually look at it, it's the batting tournament or the batting show has now been just the Virat Kohli show. If you're looking at these stats, which you can see right now, everyone has chipped in
Shreyas
as and when
Iyer.
needed. I think the only one, probably Shubman, maybe not so much because he probably didn't get as many games, and truth be told, bit off he's looked. He's not looked like his fluent best, and I don't blame him for that. The illness was bad. But beyond that, Shreyas Iyer, again, look at that average, look at the strike rate, phenomenal. With Rohit, the average is a little low, but that strike rate, oof, wonderful.
You've been very harsh. Low average 55.
No, low average 55.
In terms of the other
In terms
players.
of, see, look at Shreyas and KL are averaging 70s odd. Virat's averaging 100, and I am not putting all stock in it. That's why I'm saying it's low in comparison. I know 55 average is great in a tournament, but based on what's there, and he's foregone that. Why? Because of that 124.15 strike rate.
Exactly, and because he knows there are people who are averaging more, and their job is to average more than
right.
him. His job is not to be averaging the highest. His job is exactly where the stats reflect. That is to have the highest strike rate. So again, you look at Rohit Sharma. He's there. He's the 5th highest run getter in the tournament as we speak. The likes of Rachin Ravindra, Quinton de Kock are higher placed, but in the top 5, where Virat Kohli is the top of the pile, you have nobody coming close to Rohit Sharma's strike rate. 100. In fact, You look at the top 5 run getters, there's only a couple of them who have a strike rate in excess of 100. Even Virat doesn't. Virat's strike rate is about 90.
90.7.
So 126, he's in a league of his own, Rohit Sharma.
That is why the start that Rohit Sharma gives is allowing Virat to play the way he wants to. And also you've got buffer in the form of Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul. 75, 113 strike rate, 77, 98.7. So Rohit and Virat both know that these two can up the tempo and play flexibly whenever the situation is called upon them.
You know, for me, whenever we're talking about the World Cup in hindsight, and I'm saying this not let's say a couple of months down the line, maybe a couple of years down the line, one of the most remarkable things being said during the World Cup, like you've got so many things from a World Cup that you remember, from things being finished off in style and whatnot. I think I'm not forgetting the huge amount of praise that Nasser Hussain had for Rohit Sharma.
Yes.
He called him a genuine hero. I don't think I'm forgetting that. And the beautiful manner in which and so eloquently that he described Rohit Sharma's role and the way Rohit Sharma has played, spectacular.
Absolutely.
And as far as the man of the tournament is concerned, I think the number, personally, I would give it to Rohit Sharma any day. But the difference between someone like Mohammad Shami's and Kohli's numbers, and as far as Rohit Sharma is concerned, that there is a vast difference. Not just the captaincy is not just the only thing that cannot be quantified. As far as the impact the runs he is giving, the impact with which
I will
his
tell you
runs
one
are
thing.
coming.
Again,
That
when it
I
comes
think-
to impact, I think both Rohit and Virat are like, let's say, toe to toe, let's say, or on an
Shami.
even keel.
Even Shami, yeah, exactly.
Even Shami, because again, they've created impacts when it really mattered. Virat made that impact in the New Zealand match when it mattered. In the Bangladesh match, when it mattered. Against Australia in the first match, when it most definitely mattered.
Yeah.
So, in fact, same goes for Mohammad Shami. Had it not been for Mohammad Shami's introduction in that New Zealand match, that tail wouldn't have been wiped out the way that it was.
In fact, if you're talking about just as a good
Look at that strike rate.
Look at the comparison, by the way, because wickets wise, not a lot separates them. Yes, Siraj a little lower down the order because again, Shami's got 23, Bumrah 18, and Siraj 13. Not a lot of difference. But 23 wickets in 6 games. Look at that strike rate.
He takes a
crazy strike
He
rate.
takes a wicket every 11 balls.
That's mad. I don't care what anyone says. That's crazy.
See, if Shami again does well, say he takes up 3 or 4 wickets, restricts Australia, and either one of Rohit or Virat scores big, then I think the player of the tournament is going to Shami.
Yeah, and
Another
Because
4 wickets you're saying.
3-4 wickets. 3-4 wickets. You're
Yeah,
not,
He's over 23 right now.
Yeah, he's
I
the
think
number
you
one.
need another 4 to overall Madras tally of 26 in a single edition. You need 4.
3.
7. He took 26, I think, in 2007. if I'm not
Yeah, I think it was 2007. His last World Cup.
Yeah, I think he took 22, I think in 2003, 22 or 25, I have to check. But I remember 26, but I think it was 2007. So that's why
How did Stark pick?
Stark picked 22 in 2015.
15.
And I think he picked 21 in 2019. Again,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
may
He's the
be
highest
one or
wicket, I think
22.
in both. Oh,
wicket taker. I think I'll have to cross check the numbers. I may be
26.
who?
Magra.
When?
2006.
Economy.
7. Economy. Magra will be 4.
Magra,
Yeah, Shami, don't look at economy. Look at the strike rate.
And also, more importantly, back then, cricket was far more low scoring.
Yes.
So, economy would be much lower anyway.
That strike rate, it's just.
Every 11 balls.
That's Bradman-esque.
In fact,
Shami-esque.
if you have to choose between someone like a Shami and Virat for the man of the tournament, I'll still go for a Shami, and the very big reason for that is that in a World Cup played in India where it was more or less talked about, it will be more spin friendly. There we are talking about a fast bowler who is extremely dominated.
Yeah, so it will be a trailblazing thing if that happens. And remember, a captain getting a player of the tournament, I think, if memory serves me right, in the last 30 years, I think only 2 have gotten it. And I think
What?
a player of the tournament, captains, I think 2 have been
Boone?
Kiwi. No, 92 I'm talking about, 92 onwards. 92 it was Martin
But
Crowe.
Boone got it, right?
Boone won the man of the match.
He won the man of the match, not the player
I
of
think
the
he won the
tournament.
man of the match
Not
in
the player of the
1987. No. I think the player of the tournament concept kind of gained momentum after 92, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
We'll check that.
We'll
but
check
I know,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
Boone, I know it was 87, he was the man of the match, not man of this.
Maybe.
I for some reason recall him being the man of the tournament.
Yeah. Mohindra Amarnath was the man of the tournament in 1983. He was the man of the match in the final because he scored 26 and 3 for 12. But Kane Williamson was the man of the tournament in 2019.
Most runs.
He was the captain. Martin Crowe was the player of the tournament in 1992. 96 it was Sachin. 2003 was Sachin. I think, no, 96 was Jayasurya. 2003 was Sachin. 99, who was it? Who was in 1999? I don't know. 2000, maybe it was Gilchrist? I don't know. 11, who was the player of the tournament? Yuvraj Singh.
15 wickets.
Lance Klusener, obviously.
Oh,
how could I forget Zulu, yeah, 99, yeah. So that's why captains have rarely gotten a player of the tournament. This thing.
Yeah, Williamson probably the only one.
Martin Crowe, 92.
92 Martin Crowe.
Martin Crowe. So that's why it will be a first if an Indian captain gets it. So it's great. And Kapil, MS, and now
Rohit Sharma.
Can Rowe do it for India? That
He'll
is
be
the
walking
question.
out for the toss
Right
in
now the
about 22
question
minutes.
is, well, 2023 be spoken of in the same breath as 83 and 2011.
It will be.
Definitely.
See, 83, at that time you had not made that many technological advancements. 11 you had just made. Now you're in the age of social media. It will be amplified, magnified, sanctified 100.
Exactly.
I mean, let's put it this way. It's only in 2023 that you'll see Floyd Mayweather, of all people, an American boxer who has nothing to do with the sport, wish the Indian cricket team best of luck.
Even Novak
Djokovic also.
Exactly,
like,
and I was-
little would he know about cricket. I hope I'm proven wrong, but my guess is that
only Roger Federer will have any kind of cricketing pedigree.
of course
Because his mom is South
because-
African.
and because he's chilling with Sachin Tendulkar so often, I don't expect them to be talking tennis at all times. I'm sure they talk cricket too.
Maybe they talk tennis elbows.
No, Virat
Maybe they don't
also.
talk about sport.
Wouldn't it be late to be talking that now?
No, but isn't Virat also a Federer fan more than a Noel fan?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
It's quite
yeah,
possible.
he is.
Because
No,
he often met him
definitely.
in Melbourne. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
they are,
in that way. So it is really a transcending era. If I
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
look
I
at
was
it.
telling them just before you came in that this generation has seen many more ICC tournaments than as compared to
Obviously.
each year.
But look-
We haven't seen 2011. It was just the phase where it actually hit that. What is this?
Actually,
This will be the
keep it
first
back.
time.
Sorry, the whole time things have worked out well when I've been away.
Look,
from home.
this generation, if you have to look at it, I think we were prior to 2007. Okay, prior to 2007, I think the generation where you only had an ICC event every 2 years or 4 years, that was it. It ended. Now, okay, there is a very interesting update. Ashwin has come out to look at the pitch while the rest go warming up.
That's fine. I won't take.
Yeah.
I'll take that with a pinch of
Nothing
salt.
conclusive.
because
Yeah.
Remember how in the previous match as well, Ashwin was more than active in terms of pitch assessment and being in Rohit Sharma's ear as well.
Yep.
So
I mean, look at it this way. At the same time, he then went out and started bowling alongside who? Prasidh Krishna on the side pitch. So it tells me nothing.
Yeah.
look at those scenes, by the way.
You're just 20 minutes away from the toss.
Yes, 19 minutes away from the toss. And remember, 1,32,000 at the Narendra Modi Stadium, 1,31,900 will be all Indians, about a few hundred Australians. Maybe that is the that is the way you are looking at it. So, this is a magnificent occasion indeed. And remember, the stadium was probably built for this particular kind of an
Exactly.
occasion.
Yeah.
And after 2 years, I think the stadium got inaugurated in 2021, and India-England played the first test here.
Not probably the greatest advertisement for the game.
Was it a ping ball test?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
1.5 day test.
Was
but
it India? Was it India Australia?
No,
right?
India-England.
India-England.
Akshar Patel bamboozled everyone.
Yeah.
Of all things, and Joe Root of all people was getting 6 wickets. or
5
something.
wickets, 5 for 8.
5 wickets.
5 for 8, by the way.
Well, it keeps happening in Indian cricket, no? That a Michael Clark will come, stump you over, then a Joe Root will do that to you.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not Glenn Maxwell today.
Maybe not. I mean,
Glenn
see,
Maxwell is not that part-time.
Shreyas Iyer might tackle him very well.
No, my worry with
Adam
Glenn
Zampa.
Maxwell. My worry with Glenn Maxwell is, and I had done a video yesterday with the key battles. Incidentally, I picked him and Kohli as a key battle because again, off spin tends to trouble Kohli for some weird reason. Don't ask why. It just happens. He deals. Actually, Zampa is really the only one who's made him a bunny, but he deals with leg spin just fine.
Yeah, Austin.
Spin, I don't know why.
And Maxwell is also a very street
And
smart
Lata.
bowler. He tends to reach the conditions very quickly and then adjusts his plan accordingly.
And he's
that
very
makes him
streaky.
very that makes him very dangerous because he'll play with he moreover plays with the batsman's mind when he is bowling. So that is something that really gives him that advantage.
So now there will be the question of the toss. We are coming nearer to that. But now, what should the team do while winning the toss? Okay. If you look at precedents,
Any change in the 11?
no, I'll come to that later. Okay. Look at what happened, say, from the start of the 21st century. Okay. 2003, team that batted first won. 2007, team that batted first won. 2011, team that chased won. 2015, team that chased that won. 2019, asterisks.
Technically, the team that chased one. If you're really having to count the stat, technically.
But in the super over, England defended, right?
That's what. But
So England batted first then.
my God, it's so weird.
That's why asterisks.
But yeah, exactly.
An
You can't
interesting
really
stat
say.
I got to know yesterday only. Whenever India has won the toss in the final,
They
they have
lost.
lost. And whenever they have lost the toss in the final, they have won.
Actually, yeah, 1983 you lost the toss.
Yeah.
2011 also Sri Lanka opted to bat first.
Yeah. And
So-
2003 you won the toss.
Yeah. So if you look at even Ahmedabad, England, New Zealand chased. Okay. You look at India, Pakistan,
For
India
India
chased.
This year, first match were
England,
Yeah, they chased it down.
they
New Zealand chased.
Devon
yeah.
They won
I know
by
it was
one.
Conway
ages
156.
back.
Conway
More than a month
156,
back.
India, Pakistan, India chased.
Chased, yeah.
South Africa, Afghanistan, South Africa chased. 1-1. The only match, I mean, if memory serves me right, one match, Australia, England, Australia defended. So I think there have been just have a look at the schedule. I mean, in Ahmedabad, where all
Four
what are the
games and all.
matches?
Four games. This is the fourth. This is
every
the
venue has
fifth or
every
fourth.
venue has 5 matches, barring Hyderabad, which had 4.
Which had 4. Okay. Yeah, go to schedule and results. Go to
Venues.
Venues.
Click on venues. Ahmedabad. Okay, so go down. So see, 3 have won while chasing. 1 has won while defending, and that was Australia. Now here, I would say if you win the toss, put scoreboard pressure, bat first.
Yeah.
Look at what happened in 75, West Indies won defending. 79, West Indies won defending. 83, India won defending. 87, which remains the second closest final now after the 2019 thing. 87, Australia defended. 92, Pakistan defended. 96, Sri Lanka were the first team to chase.
Yeah.
Sri Lanka chased.
Yeah, but I think
99, Australia chased.
But a freakish knock, no.
But what I also
Hari.
think,
Hari.
I don't think the Indian team or the Australian team for that matter, they would not be looking at the previous records. I think more because of the conditions today, it's going to be a slower pitch. That is why they would like to bat first. I don't
And give
think
the worst conditions later on.
Yeah.
And not just that, don't forget under lights, you might get a little bit of early movement.
Yeah.
Try and exploit that, and then afterwards let your spinners do the rest.
But
that would be the plus.
Do you think the dew would be a factor? Because since yesterday, it's been according to the reports, it's a little cold. It's a little chilly there.
True, but they've
And the
been
dew-
using that chemical also. So I think
See, 33 degrees in the day and about 19 degrees in the night. You are not going to get a very cold Ahmedabad by December. Okay.
But Ahmedabad only gets so cold, yeah.
No, it can go to 10 or 9 also. It
By
can
Delhi
go.
standard, that's just
Yeah, that's
They
pleasant.
don't-
10 or
Not
9 is
pleasant,
one
little
sweater
chilly.
weather.
Come on, you can't compare it to the north. This is west of India, and there the conditions are totally different. For example, Mumbai never sees that much of winter.
Oh, never ever.
Chennai also doesn't see that much of winter. Bangalore does because it's in a hilly situation. It's slightly elevated in that sense. So that's why, if you look at it, heroes, okay. Shane Warne, of course, the late great Shane Warne. I mean, what an impact he had in 1999.
99, I think there were 2 matches where he was unplayable. One was that South Africa game, and of course Pakistan. He bamboozled a lot
4
of them.
wickets in both of them. So the late great Shane Warne. I mean, somewhere down the line, Australia, if he epitomized Australianism, it was Shane Warne. Never give up. Big, I mean, if you look at it, live for the big occasions, bring out your best in big occasions.
But in some ways he didn't, because he was exactly the kind of player who Steve Waugh would not have wanted in the team, barring his brilliance.
Yeah, Steve Waugh, I mean,
Warne did not get along at all.
Yeah.
And that's me being polite.
no, I mean, they were very good friends initially, but you know what broke their relationship? When Vaughan came back from a shoulder surgery, they wanted to play in the West Indies. At that time, Vaughan was saying, look, please get me in. I am back in form. I know that I can win you games. Steve Waugh said no. And that's what broke their relationship.
And also the fact that I think characteristically they were very different characters. Waugh was very serious, was very dedicated.
The baggy green.
Yeah, he was that epitomizing live and die for the baggy green.
Yeah.
Warney, well, he lived and died for himself.
You know the very interesting story why Australia lost the first 2 games in 1999 and then 2 out of 3 games they lost. There was initially a drinking ban and a curfew.
But
So that's why the Australians were saying we just can't focus. Because they were away from home for quite some months and there were a lot of personal problems also. For example, Mark Waugh and Steve Waugh, they found out that their grandfather, Edward, was dying of cancer.
oh dear.
And Vaughan missed the birth of his second child, Jackson. Then, if you look at it, Steve Waugh's wife was suffering from severe morning sickness because Austin Waugh was coming to this world at this point. So, at that time, there was one individual who convinced Steve Waugh and the coach, Jeff Marsh. They told him, guys, you have to just ensure that, give them some liberty, let them drink, let them ease the curfew. When Steve Waugh agreed, and making Steve Waugh agree was a big feat.
Yeah, to that.
Australia started the winning performance. And who was that individual? Tom Moody. Tom Moody was a vital confidante between Steve Waugh and the rest of the players. Because Moody was there even in 87. He came even in 1999 in that sense. So, Australia live on this very, very belief that we party hard, we play hard. Whatever stays on the field, stays on the field.
Exactly.
In the dressing room,
Yeah.
you are friends. Let's see how it
And
comes
Shane
about.
Warne's liking for his beers is well known.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, absolutely. So, looking at it, I think if India, I don't think they're intimidated by both winning, by bowling first or by chasing. They have, if you look at this World Cup for them, I think 6 games they have defended the total,
Yeah.
4 they have won on the trot, 5 they have won, 5-5. I think that's the split, right? Chased against Australia, chased against Afghanistan, chased against Pakistan, chased against Bangladesh, chased against New Zealand, and then after that from England you defended by 100 runs you won, you defended against South Africa, you defended against Sri Lanka, you defended against New Zealand in the semi-final, and you defended in the Netherlands. So in that way it's an even split.
Yeah.
So looking at it, I don't think India will be too intimidated by either they chase or if they bowl.
Even
first.
then, I think the problem here is for Australia, how they look at this Indian team and how they would have assessed this Indian team. Because again, like you said, that record sort of speaks for itself. 5-5. Earlier, when the tournament began, it was all chases for India.
Yeah.
And you were thinking as to when will be that one time and can this Indian team post those big totals. And it sure enough did go on to do that. Right now, given the surface at hand, I'm just wondering, I think Australia would be in a fix as to what's to be done over here, because this Indian team can do both. Of course, the plan's very simple. I think it's a well-known public truth now that India, if they're to win, in fact, all the experts that we've spoken to, be it Suresh Raina, be it Navjot Singh Sidhu was there on India Today, everyone has said India, win the toss, bat first.
Yes.
The problem though is, if Australia can Australia really ask India to bat first? I have my doubts.
No.
I would say
Even
yes,
they'll bat
go for
first.
it, because see, you're gonna batting first. That's a typical Australian thing.
But the problem is, Australia know that this Indian side with the Virat Kohli is very good chasing as well. So it's like a double whammy for Australia, I feel.
I would say back your strength, go for the if you win the toss, bat first.
Yeah, I think
You are setting,
yeah.
you're telling the opponent, look, I am setting your target, I'm putting you under scoreboard pressure. Tere mein dum hai to chase.
They also
That
know
is the
that
thing.
That should be the only thing, because again, you don't want to give India these conditions. Simple as that. And you'll have to take that chance somewhere. So if they were to and they have to, the best thing is that Rohit wins the toss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, see, Australia, when they should have bowled first in Chennai, they didn't. They batted. Now,
First match.
Chennai. So that's why one doesn't know. I think the Australians will be flummoxed by the conditions itself.
Yeah.
That's why, if you look at in these last 15 years, Australia have been flummoxed by the conditions. They don't know what's going to happen. And that's where their scrambled thinking sometimes come into. They have won purely on the fact that India have had more bad days against them.
Yeah, but I also think that the Australian team would like to bat first only because of the reason they know that they have sort of put India under pressure the first time the both teams met in the first game of the World Cup. So that is why I think they know that if they get some runs on the board, they know India is just playing with 5 bowlers, 1 bowler under pressure. Then they can put that pressure, and then when India comes out to bat, get those early wickets and put the Indian side a bit under pressure. So I think they also bat first.
Australia couldn't defend against India. They couldn't chase against South Africa. But they made it up by chasing against South Africa in the semi-final. And remember, they are facing the two teams in the semi-final and the final who beat them in the league. They got the better of South Africa. Can they get the better of India, especially on these conditions? That remains to be seen. But overwhelmingly, everybody, there was a robustness, like I said, no. There was a robust attitude amongst all of us, amongst the many billions of fans, that yes, this trophy is coming back after 12 years to India because of the sheer depth and because of the way how this team has performed. So, I am not looking past anything at this point in time when you look at India's performance. If they bat first, no problem. If they bat second, absolutely no problem. Because then Virat will put on his chase master hat on and he'll know exactly. He won't even have to look at the dressing room. I have a target. I know how to go about it. Apne dam pe chhod do. He's going to put on a masterclass there. Virat, while chasing, remember he failed in the previous two World Cup knockouts in 15 and 19. But that anomaly has been corrected in 2023 with a century. If he chases and does well, game, set, match, my friend. And by 10 o'clock or maybe 9:30 in the night, we will all be having the dole and the dance and everything that's going to be there.
But I think I'll be a little under pressure if India have to chase down a total, because again, I don't want to get ahead of time. I'm confident, but I don't want to get overconfident. If Australia get to somewhat about, if they touch 300, I think India would have a little, butterflies in their stomach also.
I think they have the personnel to deal with. Look, let's look at each and every India performance in the finals when they have done. Okay, 83, they batted first, defended it. Okay, I'm talking about all ICC events. Okay.
Yeah.
2002 asterisks, they reached the final but got washed out.
Yeah.
They were, but by the way, in both occasions, Sri Lanka were chasing. Okay, so 2003 final, they chased, didn't win. Okay, so it's 1-1. Okay, they defended 1-1. Okay, 2007 World T20 final, they defended by 5 runs. 2011 they chased. Okay, 2013 they defended. So it's 2-2. It's even split even there also in world events if you look at it. 21 and 23 they couldn't chase or defend. They had to defend 132 against New Zealand. They couldn't defend that. They couldn't chase down 400 plus against Australia in that final at the Oval. So it's pretty even when you look at world events. You defend or you chase, India's got a 50-50 record there. The only question is here, if India does, it can only be on the basis of their strengths. Both, if you look at it even here, it's 50-50. They are strong even while defending a total. They are strong while you're chasing a total. I think on the given day, looking at the conditions, go by instinct. That's why Ashwin is there as your ultimate pitch expert. Maybe after he retires, he'll have a job either as a pitch consultant with the ICC or with the Indian cricket team, or he may be their media manager. Who knows?
I think he'll manage his own media.
Maybe, because he's building up to an empire, and boy, is this subscriber base increasing every single time. Ashwin, as far as analysis is concerned,
very astute.
One of the top guys in this business.
He's a very intelligent,
and many media outlets will be looking to ensure that they get Ashwin on as one of your guests. Yeah. I'm telling you.
You know, I remember this one time, and that's what I like about Ravi Chandran Ashwin, even though he's blocked me on social media. But
what is the deal with so many people getting blocked by him?
I know. Why? I don't know.
Regardless, you know, the one thing that I really like about it is the confidence that he has in his ability. He knows he's damn good at, you know, not just one but multiple things, because the previous organization that I was with, this is one time we managed to have him on board for an interview or something.
Yep.
And he was asked, questions, and this was 2017 when things were going a little downhill for him. And he said that, one thing I know about myself, that if it wasn't for cricket, let's say, I wouldn't have, minded, let's say, not being a cricketer, because I know how good I am, and I would have been, good at something else. I know I was sharp at studies, and I'm just so self-confident.
Exactly.
Interesting thing that Siraj has just marked his run-up. So I think this is a last-minute call also.
Anyway, see, we know that India are not going to make changes. The ideal condition that you had at that point was changing your focus from changing your focus from Lucknow. Lucknow was the only place where you could have played Mohammad Siraj. Ravichandran Ashwin.
Yeah.
I don't think you are going to play any more. Any other changes are not coming. You are sticking with the same 11 that has been there ever since Dharamshala against New Zealand. that will be your 11. And the light roller is doing duty on the pitch, which means it won't flatten out, it may break as the day goes on. That's the situation.
And more than the fact the form India has been in, the thing that gives me confidence is the way that Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma have managed the team. You very clearly know someone like an Ashwin, someone like a Virat Kohli are not people who can be managed easily. You know that Ashwin has been dropped out of teams earlier also, and he has come out and talked about it very openly. This is another occasion where you have seen him not being in the 11, but he has been in a different mood. So this just shows how nicely the combination of Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma have managed the whole team.
Yes, exactly. So this is the combination. See, getting Ashwin in, you are playing a big risk with 2 fast bowlers only, and you can't take out a batter because you need Suryakumar Yadav and Jaddu. So 6 and 7 is sorted. Ashwin at 8, you would have had to drop Siraj. There was no way that you're going to drop any of the other pacers. Definitely not Bumrah, definitely not Shami. So I think the right decision will be made, and I think you're going with the same 11 that you had.
Definitely, yeah. I think there would have been a thought of getting in a Ashwin, but I think after looking at the pitch, they have taken the call today only. I don't think that it was never in their mind that they can get someone like an Ashwin. I think it's a last minute call that has been
I think 100%. Look, you couldn't have gone with this. You know, now actually with one less all-rounder, that option of going for an Ashwin has been eliminated.
Yeah.
Previously, what was happening was because you were looking to bat till 8, and even if you remove the 8 thing, you had Pandya and Jadeja both. So if let's assume you were batting till 7 and you had Pandya and Jadeja, then at least you knew in Pandya you had a third pace bowling option. You could play with 2 pacers and thereafter, have a third option in Pandya, which meant you could go with 3 spinners. Now the problem is that you have only 5 bowlers.
Yeah.
Okay. So team combination is not ideal. And because of Pandya's injury and because you wanted to kind of accommodate 2 players, Shardul also made way. So you don't actually have that third pacer.
Yes.
Your third pacer is a full-time pacer.
Yeah.
You have Shami, Siraj, Bumrah.
Yeah.
Are you going to drop any of them? No, because going in with 2 pacers makes no sense. If you want, you need 3 pacers but 3 spinners. You don't have the option of going for 3 spinners. So therefore, I think if you were to make any change, it would have compromised your team composition big time.
Big time.
So I don't think it made sense to go.
No, I think it's not going to happen. I think whatever, if it was an absolute rank turner,
then it would have made sense.
then it would have made sense. Now it's going to be a typical slow, flat Ahmedabad wicket, and I don't see any kind of thing, any changes at all.
I mean, if you have to look at it, this is just something I was thinking about. We're about a minute away from the toss, so we can have this debate afterwards also. But if it really does turn, India do lack a third option, really.
The wrong-footed in-swinging menace.
No, I mean a spinner. I mean with Australia,
Shreyas Iyer.
If Shreyas is not bowled at all in the tournament, you're likely to probably see a Sky, which
No, if you go for this,
South Africa and Australia, they knew that their pacers weren't getting all that much. The Eden Garden pitch is turning. Yep. They knew they have an option in a Travis Head.
Yeah.
They have 2 spinners who will regularly bowl. Maxwell at this point is almost Jadeja-esque.
Yep.
He'll not bowl you 10 overs every game, but he guarantees you at least 5.
Yes.
So he'll bowl, Zampa bowls his quota. But they need a third, they know there's a head. A certified
it's a fresh wicket.
Option.
It's not the one that is being used from the one that was used in India versus Pakistan.
No.
Yeah, it's a fresh wicket.
We were being told. Have they switched it again?
I think so then.
Yeah, you can check your WhatsApp. Yeah.
Oh, it's been shifted then. Oh.
It's pitch number 5. And it's not the one that was used for India versus Pakistan. So that is why I think you do.
But it looks very dry on the surface and looks dry and patchy. So,
so have they changed the pitch again?
Yeah, they have.
Okay.
They made it a spinner pitch.
A very big reason. That's why I think you're not going to see someone like the final toss.
Yep, final toss, and
this is a sea of blue. This is what you can call a sea of blue.
You're not going to see sea of yellow in India. It won't happen.
You'll not see it anywhere.
In Melbourne, you might.
No. There also you saw a sea of blue only.
In Sydney, that was. In Sydney. So it's toss time at the Narendra Modi Stadium.
Ravi Shastri in the commentary box. Anyways, a good.
I prefer Ian Smith. Because he is.
He's all pumped up.
Yeah, he is. Of course he is. And
who's tossing it?
I think it will be
to win the toss.
Home captain?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, now the conspiracy theory to be proven wrong. Will he toss it very far? Yeah, so let's see. I think he will. Yeah, right here. Pakistan go to hell.
Maybe he.
You're winning the World Cup. Yeah, you're winning the World Cup.
Australia up to bat.
Yeah,
100%
definitely.
off the bat.
100%. You're winning the World Cup.
You are winning the World Cup. Yeah.
You lost the toss.
Yeah. Oh, Australia have opted to bat. Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, we'd know if we could have volume on, but for copyright.
can't.
No, but you can have it on your phone.
No. It will.
You can keep it on. Even then, you not have volume.
You can't have
So
volume.
that's
What? Australia gonna bowl.
I would really want to know what's the reason for
Oh,
that.
I think I know then what it is.
What it is?
Because it's a new pitch. It hasn't been used at all.
They want to have a look at the pitch?
Exactly.
And do you think even the dew factor is something they are going to play on?
Possible.
Oh,
This is
Australia.
very
opted to
interesting.
bowl.
Very interesting.
And unlike 2011 where you had to retake the toss, nothing of that was clear cut. Everybody heard it.
This is going very.
Dew is a factor.
Dew is a factor.
It
That's
gets
why I was
better.
asking. That's why I asked you before the toss.
So is it like the England New Zealand game?
Possible.
That's why, because yesterday night I was listening to someone from our here only who has gone. They were also pointing this out that dew factor could play a very big role because it's gotten chilly. But what I had heard even Harbhajan Singh, who said that the game ends by 9 o'clock. So the dew factor isn't going to play that big a role, and also the wicket, the best you will get the wicket is in the first 50, 60, 70 overs.
Yeah.
So I think a very big advantage for India. India wouldn't mind losing this toss.
Exactly.
Good toss to lose.
Good toss to lose. Yeah.
Because even if the dew factor is there, you have your pacers.
But remember, Australia should have opted to bowl in Chennai. They batted.
And now-
You know, they have opted to bowl.
Will we be saying afterwards that they should have opted to bat?
But that day I wouldn't call their decision wrong. If they would have had 50, 60 runs more than what they actually had, it would not have been a bad choice to make at the toss. That
Yeah, so I think there will be no changes to the
day.
Indian
Definitely
team.
not. But what's the Australian side?
I think
Can
the
you refresh
Australian
that?
side is also pretty unchanged. Maybe a Marcus Stoinisson, but I don't think that's happening.
No, who do you bring him in for? Labuschagne? I doubt.
That's the thing. So
Can we refresh it? Yeah.
it is
Same
team.
Same team.
The same team.
As I said, we are not making that change now. Actually,
So they don't have a Stoinis. They don't have a
no,
Stoinis.
actually, I think it makes sense. You know why? Final, you need a couple of anchors. You do need a couple of anchors,
yeah.
and you know you've got a Maxwell and
English
head,
Warner.
Yeah.
These are big match players. You cannot rule the Australians out of the.
We don't know. We
But
don't
for
know.
India, definitely.
Let's see. So
For India, it's the right decision.
I would have batted first anyways, he's saying. So looks a good pitch, big game, put runs on the board. That's what I think. Again, I somehow think maybe I'm tempted to say Australia blundered, but I'll wait.
But
We'll have to wait.
dew factor.
But again, dew is not much of a factor in this play. I think
So
India
they
are
have
unchanged mostly.
1, 2. They have 3 spin bowling options. The Australians.
and
Yeah.
India haven't made a change.
Yeah, same.
No
team.
change. Unchanged. India are unchanged. Okay? Australia up to bowl. India unchanged. So that's the situation. Yep. Same team like in the semi-finals. Both teams are unchanged. Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, Suryakumar Yadav, Ravindra Jadeja, Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, Kuldeep Yadav and Mohammad Siraj.
You can also see the playing 11s on our Instagram.
Yeah, these 11 players carry the hope of 1.4 billion Indians. And Australia, Travis Head, David Warner, Mitchell Marsh, Steve Smith, Marnus Labuschagne, Glenn Maxwell, Josh Mitchell Stark, Pat Cummins, Adam Zampa, Joshie Hazelwood.
That's their
It's
team.
time for Pat Cummins to step up for their team.
Just
now.
1 minute, I'll just
Means
you
that-
carry on, you carry on.
Yeah, it's going to be an important day for Pat Cummins. It's time for him to.
Kind of step up with the
Yeah.
ball. Absolutely.
And I'm not going to rule out them out at all, because just one reason: you have someone like a Smith who has played a lot of knockout games. Everyone on that side has played knockout games, and they know. In fact, I saw the visuals when they were entering the stadium. All of them were laughing in the bus. They were recording the scenes. So it just shows it's just another normal day for them. I know the Indian team from inside, for them also it's just another normal day. But somewhere I think India will have more pressure on themselves, because very clearly at home, World Cup haven't won since a long time. So yeah, there's somewhere I think pressure, in terms of pressure, India will have.
And there the air show begins.
No.
The Suryakiran IAF.
135. Oh, it's 135.
Yes, it is 135. The air show has begun by the 52nd Squadron of the IAF. It's the Sharks.
It's an occasion for sure.
And remember, it's been led by Wing Commander Siddesh Karthik And remember, he's had prior experience also for the past 6-7 years. He's been doing these kind of air show exhibitions in any major function that has been there for India. So the Suryakiran Aero, I mean, if you want to say,
Yeah.
that exhibition has started. It's not aerobatics. That was the term I was looking at. Aerobatics, not acrobatics. That's what the press release had come got it horribly wrong at that point in time. I just wish they had known the technicalities of it. Now remember, there is also going to be a captain's parade also.
Isn't that at the mid? Is it before the toss?
I thought in the mid you're going to have.
We can just check now.
There's some
show.
performance in the.
I think the performance is before the show. I think that is during the.
I mean, he did the video, so he.
Preetham's performance is in the middle, during the middle of the innings. So that's why when we'll be doing the mid show. I think you are going to have a captain's show also. You're going to have a slideshow as to
What is Sunnyji wearing? Why is he wearing cowboy boots?
cowboy boots. He's out for a hunt. The cowboy is in today. Hee-ha! Look at it. It seems like he's flown in directly from Texas.
Huh? The hat, the boots. All he's missing are his,
Yeah, okay. Just because Shashwat doesn't believe me,
I totally believe you. I'm just checking it once. Exactly. I'm just checking the exact.
I'll tell you.
I'm just checking the exact. I totally believe
the
you.
exact thing is pre-match 1:35 to 1:50 p.m. the Suryakiran IAF air show. First innings drinks break. They will have an Aditya Gadvi performance.
In the drinks break?
Yeah, you have the light show in the second innings drink break.
No, light show I know.
Yeah, that's the second innings, the laser and light show. Aditya Gadvi will have everybody will know he's part of that Coke Studio song Gotilo. Aditya Gadvi, that's that guy. And then in the innings break, you have Preetham Chakrabarti, Janita Gandhi, Nakash Aziz, Amit Mishra, Akash Singh.
That means, by the way, on a lighter note, that I won't be joining you guys in the mid-innings.
Exactly, he has to go to Ahmedabad to record.
When do we have that?
That's in the mid-innings.
No, the captains.
The captains is after the Suryakiran air show.
Okay, now
so just before the match.
You'll see MS Dhoni there.
Yeah, you can see.
You'll also
You
see
can
a few
definitely
captains
see.
conspicuous by their absence.
Yeah, I mean Imran Khan, he can't come.
Ranatunga.
Huh?
Ranatunga has been this thing that he's also not been invited.
He's not been invited because I respected Arjuna Ayya as the captain of the Sri Lankan team. I respected him that much. But the statements that he has made, I think it's ludicrous. I'm sorry. You sit in Sri Lanka and then you say that one guy in India is destroying Sri Lanka. I'm sorry. Sri Lankan cricket has self-destructed because of their own machinations.
Correct.
Too many clubs, a first-class structure that is on the verge of collapse. The talent pool just isn't there. It's just not there. And that's why Sri Lanka's problems, and because they have been suspended by the ICC, is all their own making. Nothing else, nothing more. So Arjuna is not coming. Imran Khan can't come. He's in jail.
Michael Clark, is he coming?
I don't know. In the brochure, there was no Michael Clark and Steve O.
Very weird.
I am very surprised. And there is Roger Binney and Jay Shah in that.
But obviously, Roger Binney is the president of the BCCI. So
Of course.
Yeah. But Ranatunga was there in the brochure.
But he didn't get the invite.
He didn't get the invite. I am
That's
very,
what
very
they have
surprised.
said.
That's all, but I don't know. But
We
he's
don't know our
apologized.
side yet.
The Sri Lankan government has apologized to the BCCI. They have apologized to them, but I don't think the BCCI will be all that forgiving. So let's see. So no Ashwin for India, who has now filled the same 11 for 7 successful matches. Yes, Ashwin's time is done. He played in Chennai. That's it. He had a big role in assuring what the pitch is like. Done. His job is done. Shardul's World Cup is done. Prasid's World Cup is done. And
What World Cup?
But by the end of the night, he could be a world champion.
Exactly.
Which Hardik Pandya will not be.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yes, if people are asking, will Hardik Pandya get a medal in case India win the World Cup? No.
And he wouldn't have that world champion
Yes.
in front of his name also.
Because the medal is given to the squad that assembled in the final.
Yeah.
A bit unfair if you ask me.
Yeah.
But even FIFA, same, it's on the line.
No, I
But
know,
it's
I
like
know.
you have to, the 15 people have to get it. You decide those 15 people. It's
It's a
that.
bit weird. What's the harm in making one more medal?
No, I think that's.
The only exception was, but then he didn't get a medal, but he was part of the 16. Australia chose the 16 in 2015. It was for Philip Hughes, the late Philip Hughes at that time. So he was the 16th member. His jersey was retired. No medal was given as such, but he was the 16th member. Here, the 15 that assembled, they are going to get the medals. Hardik may get a cursory mention about it. Let's see how it
Yeah,
goes.
he will. That's
So, Prasid didn't play a World Cup. All the 15 though played a World Cup.
Correct.
Shardul, Ashwin, who was the other? Ishan Kishan.
Yeah, actually, if you look at, say, go back to the first game, or go back to what you think would be India's strongest, and the 4 players who stick out would be Ishan Kishan, Mohammad Shami, Sky, and Ashwin. All have played.
Only Prasid hasn't played.
Prasid hasn't played.
But still, he'll be
no
a
problem.
champion.
I mean, he's still part of the squad in a very important function. So, in that sense. So,
very important.
Look, the key players now, okay. Shubman Gill will be the key in this Ahmedabad wicket because he's gotten most of his runs.
The Prince has returned to his fortress.
Yup. Rohit Sharma, he's got an excellent record against Australia and it might continue. Same with Virat Kohli. Both have got 800s against them. But Virat has gotten more hundreds in tests against them.
Yeah.
Rohit doesn't have a test 100 in Australia, he has got one here. So that's why Rohit has lagged behind Virat even in the century count. Then, I don't know, is this going to be Suryakumar Yadav's day?
Could be. In
Batting
fact,
first.
an interesting question I want to ask the two of you is, if Shubman gets 100, are you promoting him from the Prince to the King?
No, he'll become the king when Kohli retires.
Yeah. He'll be your king in waiting. Okay, he'll be your king in waiting.
I just hope he doesn't have to wait as long as.
I'd call him at least half king. Definitely.
No.
There's no
A
such thing
World
as
Cup
half king.
final century.
See, by
Come
that,
on.
but no, I mean, by that logic, Tendulkar never scored a World Cup century.
But we still
In
call him
final,
God.
in the final, but you still call him the god, isn't it? Now, overall performances, you look at it, then yes, Shubman Gill is the king in waiting once Virat goes. But I think
Yeah,
Virat
that definitely
might
that's
play
very
for
common
another
difference.
2 years.
2-3 years.
That's another debate we can have after we
Yeah.
lift this cup.
See, anyway, in the next 8 hours, you'll get to know who your winner is. Because looking at it, I think by the toss itself, I think Australia are not the favourites. I think India are the favourites batting first.
Yeah.
You would want to ensure that they bowl an opposition out, and under the lights, it may skid, but it may swing a lot more. And Shami and Bumrah, if you look at it under the lights, they are next level. So that's why I say advantage India, despite them batting first.
What would be a pass score according to you?
That's a good question. I think right now they should target about 280, but we don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't really know. On one hand, you're talking about it looking dry. Either it could be just that it looks dry, but stays even, or that it really disintegrates. In which case, you'd then have to reassess.
I think 300, like according to the pitch report and everything, 300 should be a winning total because that 300 also gives you that mental edge.
Yeah.
Once you touch that 300 mark.
But remember, the last time a team defended was 16 years ago. Last time a team defended. It was 16 years ago, that was Australia.
We have
But yes,
broken a lot of records.
Look.
Kettlebell we are going to break today.
Look, if you knock up a 300 plus score, I don't think you're chasing it down. That's the pressure of a final. And Australia will unfortunately know it the hard way then in that case. So, let's take a few comments here. We have been going on for 1 hour 15
Let's take some
minutes.
swal, please, because
Yes.
because
please.
really we've been
have
doing
a
it
lot
for
of
a
them
long
today.
time.
Yes. So, let's take some questions.
Hey.
Whoop! Volume!
Now you can continue the.
You can play.
Yeah, otherwise we will not have the
Otherwise,
last question.
And now.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome. Yes, we're just taking some comments, my dear friend. First, go to the. Are there any?
No super chats.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
World Cup final, guys? Come
Yeah,
on.
I know. Steny Silas is like saying.
No, check. Are you sure? I thought I saw one or two. No, dear God.
Even Ashish Dhar is like, he's glued to the match, so no fastest fingers first for him. Steny Silas is saying, bad decision by Pat to chase will haunt them in scoring of 300. I do agree with that.
In fact, even freaking awesome is saying the same thing. He's saying Cummins elected field first, maybe because of the history of Motera, and he might have had a hard time reading the wicket. Doesn't want to take a chance as he's seen what happened to SA. If that's the case, then I think
they got scrambled by the conditions. I think.
Exactly.
So I think it is going to be India scoring 300 could happen.
I mean, as GGK also says, no, this is the perfect badla for 2003 because you can lose the toss, put 350 plus, then bulldoze Australia.
Yeah, exactly. They're repeating 2002, 2003 in fact.
Even
Hope conditions.
and not just that, and even then, the captain who won the toss put the other team
Yeah,
into.
exactly.
Saurav Ganguly did it, yep. Because he knew that he didn't want to bat first looking at the Australian bowling. So that's why.
I think the biggest gamble you take when you choose to bowl first in such conditions is of that first 10 overs. When you think that the ball would swing and you could get rid of majority of the batting and then put pressure. That is the main. If
We
you
are
get
getting 2003 vibes again, my friend, because looking at it, Cummins, when he should have batted first in Chennai, he bowled. Here, you should have bowled second maybe. You should have batted first. You're getting 2003 vibes all over again in that sense. So,
how are you going to party if India wins tonight?
I'll be relieved, that's it. I want to...
What party?
What about you?
We will be joining our family members also.
We'll
tonight.
party with
That's
our family members, na?
That will be our party.
Yeah,
We'll party
and
with
we'll have to
them.
do a lot of stuff after that. So work is our party today.
Work is our party.
Yep. Any further comments? Go up. I think.
I'll go way up because there'll be a lot of questions. We've been going on for like an hour plus.
More than a...
Yeah, that's the thing.
So as Vansh Jain says, Pat Cummins has either taken the worst or greatest decision in World Cup history. There's going to be no in-betweens. No in-betweens. That's the risk he's taken.
That's the risk he's taken. But then I think it has backfired.
we
won't
cannot
really
say it
know.
right now.
I cannot. I will not.
That
I know
has
in
it on-
Chennai it was a bad decision, but this is also a Pat Cummins.
Why is DC saying India batting collapse? No, we are not spreading any negative energy to
Positive vibes only today,
Positive
my friend.
Hey,
vibes
it is
only
his
today.
opinion. It's a democratic country. Let's take it.
Yeah, it is, but just
I mean, there's nothing called as negative or positive vibe. It's a vibe. It's up to interpretation, subjective. So that's why it might have a batting collapse. Maybe the law of averages might dictate it.
yeah, and Indian
those
batting
guys, yeah.
collapse could be a positive vibe for the Australians. So yeah, you're right.
Could be. So that's why go up.
Slightly up, there's one. Freaking Awesome says that Motera, both coach and skipper, which is Dravid and Rohit, have the best record. Kohli doesn't have a good record here. In bowling, it's Prasidh who's got the best record, but Prasidh ain't playing.
Yep.
Let's see
First
how
they
it
played
is.
those 3 ODIs against the West Indies here in Motera in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why it's not happening, my friend. It's like Prasidh is sticking out, and that's why Bumrah, Siraj, I think you'll have that pack mentality again.
In fact, as Rohan Jadhav, just scroll slightly down, Rohan Jadhav says, he says that Pat might be right, Dew could play a role, however, still foresees no problems
Yeah.
for India, but surprised no Ashwin. I'm not that surprised.
Yeah, neither am I.
You're
And I
not
think-
playing him because the problem is, what do you do with your bowling composition? Because look, you're only playing 2 fast bowlers. It's
Yeah, exactly.
not happening. It's not happening, and you're also compromising on one pacer who might bring you all the breakthroughs at that time. So better not risk that.
Sharath, another one, saying that this is the same mistake that Ganguly made in 2003. Yeah, could very well be seeing a full circle moment, my friend.
It is a full circle for the time being. Let's see if the India make about 350, then it's full circle.
359.
Yeah,
Four.
it's the
How many
ultimate
wickets
full
was it?
circle.
3 or 4?
Two wickets.
2. Oh,
Anything
God, yeah.
over 350, though, it's definitely a straightforward winning total.
Right, 100%.
And you're not going to get any kind of rain interruptions because in Johannesburg you did have a rain interruption.
Oh yeah, very brief.
And remember, had the rain washed out play, you'd have had to start all over again the next day.
We have a reserve day for this game,
Yeah,
right?
we have a reserve day.
Tomorrow.
But we wouldn't need it.
But you don't need it.
I don't
It's,
think you're needing it. There's no rain
it's
forecast.
clear weather, no zilch, zero, shunya, no chances of rain at all. So, in Pradeep Srivasan saying India putting on 350 plus could happen. Life is coming full circle from 2003 till 2023, and if that happens, I can say I was there for both. I was very much well versed in thinking about cricket at that time also, and same
same
here as
now.
well. So that's the way we look at it. Go
wasn't-
further up.
Wasn't the felicitation to happen after the toss? Or haven't they showed it on
They
TV?
probably
I think
not
they
showed it on
haven't
television.
shown it, so that's why. As I thought, they have good batting depth on number 10. We have to be careful.
I would say
here.
number 9. Number 10 is Zampa. But no, Zampa has
Against England, he hurt you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, though common, let's do it, Team India. Yeah, I mean, see, India are the favorites. Even I was saying even before any kind of toss, any kind of this thing, we all knew that India were the overwhelming favorites. And with the toss, I think the advantage has shifted really in India's favor. So, 132,000 are at attendance in Motera.
Look at that. My
That
goodness.
is-
Visuals are going to be seen for I don't know how many years to come.
Yeah, I mean, it is a total jam-packed blue stadium now. Initially, the seats were orange. You won't see any
Okay.
orange seats.
Yeah, the seat colors normally are orange in this time around.
Now you won't see any orange, it will be blue. So
Yeah.
there is hardly any seats which are empty at this time. And out come the officials. There's Richard Illingworth and Richard Kettle. Yeah, but I think we're giving unnecessary criticism of Kettleborough. What?
No, it's not even
criticism.
It's just bad vibes.
Yeah.
I know that's
That's
usual,
usual.
typical Indian this thing. I mean,
Why
New
would you
Zealand never.
criticize him?
No, it's
Why
not.
would
It's
you
not. It's
criticize
sport
him?
fan thing. I can tell you for a fact. Like I'll give you another example beyond cricket. As a Chelsea fan, I hate if Anthony Taylor has to referee any of our games.
Yeah.
Because that guy has had a history of giving dodgy decisions against Chelsea. It's not this thing. It's just one bad decision which can ruin the game.
He's never given a bad decision. Also, he's just been there.
No, in his case, of course, he's not
Yeah,
made a bad decision.
yeah.
I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah.
I mean, New Zealand should have the ultimate bad vibe when they're facing Kumar Dharmasena. I mean, he gave them
And
a
the teams
terrible
are
decision.
walking out for the one last time in this World Cup.
Yep, in the cauldron that is the Narendra Modi Stadium. That is getting intensified with each and every. Those kids who are there, it's a big occasion for them also. Because 22 kids with all the stars that are there, it's going to be a lifetime to cherish here. And
Actually,
yes,
more than 22 because the squads come out for the national anthem.
Yeah.
then yeah,
30
30 kids. Yes. So
How I realized is because you guys saw Ashwin walking, I saw
Okay.
Kishan walking.
among just this much, among 1,000, just about 10.
Oh dear God.
Yeah.
But
yes,
the Australians look confident.
they are very
They
calm.
I wouldn't say they look confident, but they look unfazed.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
That is why I'm scared of. I just hope the Indians don't get overwhelmed by the occasion. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
And I don't think that's happening the way Rohit has led the team and the way everything has been till now.
See, I think with the toss and all that, maybe it's a 50-50 thing. A toss is always 50-50. We all thought that, oh, Sri Lanka batting first, oh my God, in 2011, oh, they have won the World Cup because chasing teams have hardly been few. But India chased. Now maybe it's time for the defending teams to ensure that, okay, we defended.
Do they
back.
always do this thing where they kind of sway a little while singing their anthem?
Yes, they do.
I don't think at this much magnitude, but yeah.
They do. It's like a big occasion.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like, again, it's a football fan reference, but when Italians sing their national anthem,
Oh, yeah.
they don't sing it, they belt it out from the top of their lungs.
Yes.
So it's similar.
I mean, it's like the New Zealand.
They're just happy to see so many people there for the World Cup final. I think they're more than happy about that.
Oh, you see a few
You
Aussie
see-
fans there as well.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
kind of
didn't that guy look like
Indian.
very
he must be-
amazing? That guy with the mustache.
Let us make one thing clear here. Australia have gotten the second most support in this World Cup.
Oh yeah, of course.
After even probably New Zealand as well. So that is because this Aussie team has become very popular. They are the nice guys if you have to look at it.
Well, compared to the generation gone by, the Saints.
Yeah. So the Indian national anthem will begin now.
I'm
it's
scared.
Gonna be
I have the butterflies
52
in my-
seconds. It's gonna happen.
I
In
have.
that sense. Janagana Mana is going to
Lots of
start.
goosebumps.
Yeah, and that too with 132,000
Belting it out
and will Rohit or anybody have a teary-eyed day? Maybe it remains to be seen now. So these 11 guys carrying the hope of 1.4 billion Indians.
Shubman
and,
Gill, 23-year-old.
and already he's going to be winning 2 ICC events.
2?
Yeah,
He won
the
an
under
under-19 World
19.
Cup.
That you cannot.
Of course you have to count.
Then still you don't count it in.
Then don't count Virat Kohli then.
You don't count Virat Kohli's under-19 World Cup.
Of course you
Still
do.
you say that he doesn't have an ICC trophy.
Come
At
on.
senior level.
Yeah,
At senior level.
senior
And
level.
senior level is
That
what
is
is
the caveat. That is
Under-19
the
World Cup
caveat.
too, a lot of people might be having then.
Aiden Markram.
Yeah.
Markram. So at senior
Even
level.
South Africa has also won the Commonwealth medal.
Yeah, they
I
were
was-
yeah. Australia.
I don't
The
know.
only
that.
time
Gold
they beat them
medal.
in the knockout stages in cricket ever since readmission. That was
very
the only
interesting.
time. Yep, and that's
I think there's a lot of composure within the team, but now.
Yeah, definitely. But
now-
the nerves would be there.
Oh, nerves
Yeah.
are 100% going to be there.
local boy Jaddu coming through in that sense, and you
You
got
do have a couple of Gujaratis in the team. You've got people who come from there and thereabouts. This
Bumrah,
Bumrah, this Jadeja. Would have been Hardik
Hardik,
Pandya, but he's not there now.
and there is the Union Home Minister Amit Shah.
Obviously, they're going to be showing off.
You'll have both the prime ministers too.
no, not
No.
not Anthony Albanese.
the Aussie deputy PM is
deputies,
coming.
Yeah, Richard Marley's he's gonna come, and you got Prime Minister Narendra Modi who will come at 3:30 p.m. IST to the stadium because he's currently in a rally at this point in Rajasthan. After that, he's gonna come here.
But it's going to be the World Cup vibe.
And remember, he's gonna stay here, and on 20th he will go back. He's gonna stay at Gandhinagar Circuit House.
Isn't he the one who's going to give the trophy also?
No,
You're not allowed to do that.
how can a head of the state give
No, it's always the ICC.
ICC?
Yeah, he might be there and
Yeah,
thereabouts,
there
but he
to-
can't give the trophy. That's even on the how it works for any other international.
Yeah.
FIFA also,
FIFA
the heads of
also.
state might be around,
Yeah.
but it's always the FIFA president who will give away the trophy.
In this case, it's the ICC.
You can already
chairman.
feel the buzz still here.
Yeah, ICC chairman, I think, will give it, and all. Greg Barclay, if I'm not mistaken.
Barclay, yeah.
So that way, we are only 3 minutes away from the start of the match. It's T minus 3 minutes. And Gilchrist explained in his vlog about Ganguly's toss decision. He said they thought it might assist pace bowling earlier because of overcast condition, clouds cleared and didn't work.
Oh yeah, I remember early on, Zahir was bowling very full because I think he was looking for some movement. Didn't
Yeah.
get any and had 15 runs first over.
Yeah. So Ashish there is saying Rohit can fill in for Ashwin as an off spinner. He bowls a loopy off spin. Remember Netherlands, he did
I will be very surprised if you see Rohit Sharma bowl today. Trust me.
You're gonna bowl.
But Ashish hasn't won the fastest finger first today.
Yeah.
I know.
Why
I'm
Australia didn't go for a Stoinis green for Labuschagne? I think
Green
the
is
problem
very
is
played.
green
It's
is
time.
not in form. Stoinis. Nah.
No, I think the only reason you didn't go for Stoinis is because you didn't want to disrupt and because you think, by the way, the pitch does look a bit on the stodgy side, at least from what little I can see. You wanted an anchor batter.
Yeah.
Marcus Stoinis isn't there.
Stoinis in there, but even Labuschagne doesn't inspire that much confidence.
Well, of course not, but I think
Yeah.
How many?
You went with the
What are
safer
the
option.
percentages you're giving both the teams?
I said in my
Sticking with-
morning rap 55-45 in India.
What
So
about
that
you,
pitch.
Shane sir? What about you?
55-45 myself. Oh, that
Same 55-45. And this wicket could backfire on the Australians if this is how it
pitch.
looks.
Yikes! It's
You know what it
so-
reminds me of? 2021.
Yeah.
Ambol.
Score predictions.
Yeah, that's
265
265. That's
Yeah.
it.
after seeing the pitch. Okay, 275.
The same total which India won in the final.
Ah, yeah.
11.
11.
275. They made 277.
Yeah.
Shane.
And the key player also we have to tell today, so please.
I think I'll go 286. And I do foresee an India win even then because it might be a lot of runs.
Yeah. 307.
Player to watch out for, Shane sir.
We have to watch out for. Shreyas, in these kind of conditions,
Why
Shreyas, I guess.
always? The next time I'm going to the one.
Okay, so 307 India winning, and I think my key player is going to be Rohit Sharma.
275 key player Shreyas Iyer. India going to win, but not so easily.
Yeah, I think it'll be a
Yeah,
it's
going to be a tricky game.
It'll be. So don't worry, folks. We are there for all the major events. Today is the only day where you're going to see this action only. And
I know you guys will be watching the match on one TV, but on another device. Keep Sports Today open, keep refreshing.
Yes.
Or if you don't want to keep refreshing, all you can do is tap the bell so you
Yeah.
know every time we're
And
posting
follow us on
something
all
new to you
social
guys.
media platforms for all the updates.
Mitchell Stark is going to open with 2 slips in place.
Oh.
And I don't think it's going to be 2015 vibes. I don't think so.
I would hope
Remember,
not.
third ball.
Third ball he sent.
Is it been Mitchell Stark who started the bowling for Australia all throughout?
Oh.
No.
Going down. Please
Going
don't
down
reveal
there.
that. Please don't review that.
No, they won't.
Nah, they won't.
Actually, you know what? Review that. Waste one.
Yeah. Mr. Terrific, 65 Australia, 35 India, no depth, no batting depth.
Interesting.
England officially played final umpires.
Actually, Illingworth has played a final.
Yeah. 79.
Yeah.
Movement of the pitch also.
87, yeah.
Illingworth was part of that final. In fact, there are only 2 umpires who have both officiated and played. Dharmasena being the other.
Yeah, 96.
There is movement of the wicket also.
No, in the air.
Air.
This was in the air.
Just look at the ball. coming.
Actually, you're right. Probably it'll be more of the seam and
Seam
wicket than
also,
air.
yeah,
I
yeah.
doubt any movement you'll get in the air now.
And that's the start you all want.
Good shot.
Good
shot,
save.
yeah.
Travis Head.
Travis Head.
His head is someone who definitely is not afraid to throw himself around.
Yeah, he threw himself around in Dharamshala.
No, they are going to give the fight. They are not going to let India win like overwhelming favorite.
No, of course. I think this is going to be the toughest fight you'll get.
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
thought
yeah.
New Zealand was a challenge,
Yeah, this is
Aussies
going
are
to
something
be-
else.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then
good
stop.
stop.
Yeah,
Very
pretty
good.
and look at that.
stop.
Look at the presence of mind to get up, get away from the rope, and then.
Yeah, that too in a final at the starting. Like,
So,
this
okay.
is why Australia.
One wipe broken. McCallum got out for a duck. Rohit's not getting out on a duck.
Third ball.
Let's see. I think that's also not happening. So that's the way we look at
Oh,
it.
good ball.
Good ball. Yeah.
See, that's where I think Rohit's made a technical adjustment. Coming in, he's more closed now in his stand.
Yeah.
So that's why.
And of course, the host broadcasters will have to show that
Madhushankar
ball.
delivery, but
There
he
was
rolled
a
his fingers
cutter,
over it,
come
yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't swing that beat him. That was
a cutter.
Madhushankar being very brave in
Street
bowling a
smart,
cutter.
yeah.
And
Who
both,
bowled the cutter with a new ball?
Exact second ball of the match.
yeah, that was a very good ball, by the way.
very.
One of the
good
few guys who for Sri
More
Lanka
than
who
a
showed-
good ball, it was more like
Accurate.
Yeah,
And smart.
More smart.
The brains required to bowl that ball,
Yeah.
they're good.
Yeah, so
I think we'll see out the first over, then
First
bid our
over,
family
yeah,
members
yeah,
goodbye.
yeah. I
Let's
think-
see. 4-4.
Oh, great.
Rohit, by the way, is adjusted because he's not looking for the big shots.
he will go afterwards. I think he will target one particular bowler.
At least he never.
Cummins.
He may target Cummins, but will he target Hazelwood?
No, I don't think so. He was the one who
Suicidal.
got him. Has it been Stark who started the bowling for Australia also?
Yes, and
wasn't it Hazelwood who started versus India? Because he got him for a duck.
Actually, you're right. It was Hazelwood who bowled the first over.
Ishan Kishan got rid of, was dismissed by Stark.
Right. Yeah.
Then it was Hazelwood who got the 2 wickets, so that's why. 4 balls, 2 runs. Let's see. If,
2 more balls.
But there is a bit of swing in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Pitch
Which is always
Pitch
expected.
also
Yeah.
in. Oh, well left.
Good
good
pace. Good pace.
Yeah, he's getting his pace.
But the
up.
bounce seems to be true. The bounce seems to be a bit
It's
true.
just the first over.
Yeah, give it time.
But then again,
It just got enrolled.
If you want 30 overs of good pace and bounce, I think job half done then. So that's why.
It's just
So
been
last
bowled.
ball, 2 runs in the first over. It's not like the 15-run over that another jinx has been broken. Not a 15
Or like
Just
the
look at
15
this.
final.
Just look at this. What is this? A
very
final
interesting
wicket? I don't think. So.
I mean, the wicket might be deceptive also. Looks might be deceptive.
You would hope. But
Yeah.
let's see.
So,
How long before you think a bowler gets a cutter? Oh, good shot.
Oh, but good fielding. Cummins.
Of course.
Great
captain,
start.
man, 6'2", 6'3", throwing himself in the field.
Also, by the way, that's 2 certified boundaries that they've saved with otherworldly dives.
Yes,
I'm
so-
telling you, this is going to be a battle of attrition.
So 3 runs in the first over, and we'll be back for more such updates after bell icons when we go live. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Download
From
the
me,
Sports Tech
Shane-
app.
Yep, from me, Shane, Shashwat, and Harshad was here. Bye bye.
See you.